So I guess I failed. No, but for real, I came to Montenegro 3 months ago, and when I got here, I had plans of growing a personal brand, starting a new business, paying my rent with my personal brand. I hired a business coach. I put everything on the line. I set a goal to post a video every day until I paid my rent with my personal brand, and I haven't done that. But it's one of life's lessons, and the failure is kind of a joke, you know. I see it all as a lesson and an absolute blessing, and I'm still sat here, you know. It's been a rough 3 months in ways. First of all, financially, I guess I've been paying my bills with my vintage clothing business, and although it's been messy at times, I've been doing whatever I can to make that work. In terms of my emotional and personal health, I haven't worked out as much as I would like to, and I've had a lot of stuff to deal with emotionally, being in a long distance relationship and constantly working on wounds and unhealed parts of myself. But it's been a big lesson, and I've learned a lot of things. I guess I've learned, don't force something that you truly don't want to do. You know, there are all these people online promoting this ideal lifestyle and this personal brand lifestyle, and saying that you can make 10k in a month and say that you can live abroad and do this and do that. But of course we want that, you know, especially when we're not fully satisfied with our life situations. We want this dream life, we want 10k. Like, if you haven't got a load of money or you're not making a lot of money, like, of course you're going to be sold on the idea of making 10k in a month, you know, who isn't? Or if you're sat in a country, in a place that you don't want to be, of course you're going to be sold on the idea that you can use your phone and you can work anywhere in the world. And I've learned through this process that I have got a story to tell, and I can communicate it well. And my story and experiences help and benefit people, but I no longer want to force it, you know? Everybody's telling you online that you have like limited time to figure it out, time's running out, you need to do it now, you need to do it today. And like, part of that's true, you know, time is running out, but take things at your pace, and your pace is the right pace, you know? Things unfold for you how they are meant to. And I love selling vintage clothing for a living, you know? Like, I've done it for 5 years. I absolutely love it. It still excites me every single day. So what I'm thinking now is, why was I stopping that, you know? Like, I want to help people and have different sources of income, but if I truly love my business, like, why would I stop that and try to grow another business, you know? Like, diverting your focus in multiple areas only guarantees overwhelm, and that you will not fully succeed at one. You know, I truly believe now that you need to put your efforts into one thing to grow it, and that's how I've grown my vintage clothing business, to allow me to be sat by the sea on a Sunday afternoon in Montenegro, you know? Like, that's only come from doubling down on my vintage clothing business, nothing else. And no doubt, if I doubled down on a personal brand or a personal training business, that I could do well with that, but I don't know if that's where I want to focus 100% of my efforts and attention right now. And yeah, just try and live life on your terms, you know? Stop letting people tell you what to do or what an ideal lifestyle is. Like, figure it out, keep making mistakes, keep trying new things. But always try and appreciate where you are. And this is my last days in Montenegro, and I'm constantly trying to escape the discomfort to be somewhere else, instead of just enjoying where I am, you know? And it's so beautiful, and I speak to my friends, the family on the phone, they're like, how are you complaining about being there? But again, it might be some people's dream. It doesn't mean it's going to be mine, you know? Yeah, it's beautiful here, but I'm isolated. I'm away from my partner, my friends, my business, my family. Adapting to a new culture regularly, like adapting to a place where people don't speak your language. Meeting tourists, and yeah, it's interesting to meet different people and learn about different cultures and whatever, but it's like every time you meet somebody, or every time I meet somebody, it's like I give a part of myself energetically and emotionally to them, and then they leave and you don't see them again, and it's quite a draining and exhausting process for someone like me. who connects with people deeply, you know? And it's hard. But yeah, this is absolutely not a failure, you know? I'm living an amazing life. I set a goal to stay out of the UK. I've been out of the UK 6 months and I still don't intend to go back, whatever that does involve. But yeah, when I look at things I've achieved, like losing weight, getting in shape, growing a business, stopping drugs, stopping gambling, stopping smoking, they all take time and consistent effort, and like an identity shift in who you are and the habits that you consistently keep on top of. It just takes time, you know, and persistence, and it's like you can't. I mean, some people, or at least they say online, some people will seem to put a business together in 3 months, or completely transform their identity, or hit the goals in a short amount of time, or make 10k in 90 days, or like get their abs on show in 90 days. But the reality is, like, most things just take time and consistency. We put so much pressure on ourselves to get it done in a month or to get it done in 3 months, but you just gotta keep showing up, you know? You're gonna fail, and you're gonna have your own timeline for it. So stop trying to live by somebody else's expectations or means, and see everything as a lesson, not a failure. And with this personal brand and channel, I'm just gonna make videos when I feel like it, you know? And when it resonates with me. So that's all I have to say today. It's an off-the-cuff, spontaneous video, but that's the life situation.